Please note, these specific designs of Microsoft Sam and Company are property of AngusArt Entertainment, and may not be used in outside projects without permission or proper credit.
AngusArt Entertainment has rated this video A14. It is intended for a young adult audience. It contains language and some themes which may not be suitable for younger viewers. It may also contain loud audio and bright flashes. Discretion is therefore advised.
My video sound system goes on back 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 swah 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 on back on back on back nail 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 on back on back swah 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 raffle 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 raffle.
O Dark Lord, I, the Psycho Drill, seek your counsel. I know this is unusual, but I have a growing concern. I am to join my masters and your agents as we invade the mortal world, and yet I feel betrayal. I wish to wield adequate power to help your soul harvest, but once again, my masters fail to provide me with enough. Have I not proven myself unwilling to give it my all? They say I cannot be trusted with substantial power, but they simply refuse. Yes, that does sound ideal. I can carry enough to send two of them down. It will be a worthy contribution. Thank you, O Dark Lord. I must go join the others now, and I will put this power you have bestowed upon me to proper use.
Remember.
Everyone is here, present and counted for, Sam. We're ready for another big day.
Yes, Scotty. With another year nearly under the belt, we can gear up, pair up, and launch another yearly art summary.
It's been a great annual tradition on the AngusArt YouTube channel, going video mode, while everyone else clips bits of their monthly choices for collages.
It's also fun to explain the selections, rather than clutter up the description page like some might do.
And here at the studio, we go out of our way to bring a fresh batch of best of moments, determined by those who watch Angus's DeviantArt page and give his works a favorite.
Oh, but we can't forget the other thing we like to do every year. Simon offers special trivia to keep everyone guessing throughout the show. Isn't that right, Simon?
Correct, Michelle. Yes folks, Simon here, and this year, I do have a special something to offer for this year's trivia. We are getting a new milestone even, as we speak. Can you guess what it is? The answer is coming after all the monthly selections, along with another special highlight that happened before 2025 even started.
A two-parter? Well, my curiosity is piqued. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get the party started with the year's monthly picks. Who goes first?
That's us, Sam. Hello, I am Microsoft Eva, and together with Mark, we bring you what was actually the first offering for 2025, and became the big hit for January. Popeye, on public domain.
Popeye. My word, what happened?
The strength from spinach don't make public domain for another 2 years.
By United States copyright law, any properties in film or print from 1929, regardless of any renewals, would become public domain in 2025. This included the newspaper comics and Popeye's debut year in the series, Thimble Theater. But there are conditions that apply. Fun fact: Popeye didn't get his first real burst of spinach strength until 1931.
Some may say that the 1931 spinach strip may not have had its copyright renewed ahead of time, which means that it probably hit public domain well beforehand. Incidentally, Olive Oyl debuted with the Thimble Theater strip in 1919, so her first 10 years were fair game too, with any comics from 1930 joining the status when 2026 begins.
I just wish anything that made public domain wasn't thrust first thing into cheap-ass horror flicks. Fair use is one thing, destroying what we grew up watching is another.
Agreed. So, who's next?
We are. Hello, Microsoft Catherine here, and with Richard, we bring you a Gary's Mod image from February that could only be called Clear the Way, Doc. Animation aficionados know the specific cartoons all too well, with Bugs Bunny riding the Warner Brothers shield into the intro. This entry played a big game of what if.
You are also familiar with the Looney Tunes bloopers that are often delivered in other videos, right? Well, put that together with a Bugs Bunny variant, and what happens? You get a shield that zoomed out of control, with a rabbit hanging on for dear life. Wile E. Coyote got smacked by the logo, while in pursuit of the Road Runner, so Bugs is doing his best to have the path cleared.
You may have guessed from past art summary videos, but yes, the character models were made by the great J.C. Thornton, while the logo was crafted by another skilled model maker.
Given the slide guitar sound you hear when the shield zooms in, what happens in a situation like this?
It reaches a pitch so high, only dogs can hear it.
Good one, David. And speaking of slides, I'll slide right in. Hello, I'm Microsoft Mike, and with Radar Overseer Scotty, we give you the highlight for March. Marvin's Puppet Act. For this, we delve into the world of Gmod once again, this time with other characters being featured, one of which is another famous Looney Tune, Marvin the Martian.
In this image, Marvin is entertaining in a park for a character who could use a laugh. And you'll know exactly who if you're familiar with the amazing digital circus. That's right, here we see him entertaining Tommy, the nervous jester girl, by pulling out a Kermit the Frog puppet and making with a voice. Never mind the fact that anyone who's voiced Kermit is probably a higher register than Marvin's voice, and not too far off from there.
The Kermit model was actually made without legs, probably to simulate how he often appeared on some Muppet segments. Marvin's model was not one of Thornton's and posing was limited only to limbs, but it made for a sufficient add-on to this hilarious scene.
I often felt sorry for Pomni and the messes she got thrown into, so it does lift the heart, knowing she got some comic relief.
Isn't that the definition of irony, when you consider the jester often provides the comic relief?
And speaking of comedy, we surge ahead into April. My name is Johnny Bacon Baker, and together with Microsoft Sam, we are sending the best of April your way, as best as Sam can say it.
You bastards! We go back to the paint method, as well as Angus's roots, so to speak. Before joining DeviantArt, he had made contributions for a forum in the South Park Studios website. Sadly, that forum is no longer in existence, having branched out to other sites. But nothing like going back to what got you, where you are now, right, Johnny?
Right you are, Sam. Anyone who remembers the classic South Park episodes knows the format well, where poor Kenny meets his fate in so many different ways. But what if it gets to be too much for the others? Here, we see Kyle seriously giving a shout to they who killed Kenny. But the way it's done is actually a reference gag in itself, based on the Kendrick Lamar song, TV Off, and the famous shout to DJ Mustard.
I still say it's a shame we can't get the music rights to complete the joke, but it's still a fun one.
That's true, Anna. Now then, who's taking the mic next?
We're on it, Sam. Hello everyone, this is Harvey. And with Sydney, we make the jump into May's top pick by the public. Snoofing as usual, I see. This blast from YouTube Oops Pass was rekindled by a comment by a fellow deviant who always heard the ping as part of Dr. Robotnik's famous line as fingers.
Fingers!
Angus had done a good number of Robotnik images over the years and branched out beyond the usual jokes, even if just coming close once in a while. But as soon as he read this comment from the other person, he was inspired to make the misheard part of the line a thing by letting the doctor give a double finger gesture. The censoring is on purpose, all for the sake of another reference to Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. But there is an uncensored version in the files which hadn't been brought to the pages. Perhaps he thought the censored one was good enough. Well, the extra reference is one way to avoid having to give it a mature tag, I'll say that.
Reverend, are you okay? We're up next, but you seem occupied. I feel like I'm here at a strange time, Jack. But maybe talking about the next image will help take my mind off things, if even for a moment. Not to worry. I'll start it off for you. Hello, I'm Janitor Jack, and for June, we bring you the lone pilot for the month. Blame Spider-Man! June was a busy month, and a schedule, and a dose of artist's block led Angus to have but one image for that time. But in all fairness, he wasn't sure why he didn't think of this sooner. After all, he did have his own self-made template of the facial expression based off the father in the Fairly Odd Parents. Thinking back to the comics he remembered reading, where J. Jonah Jameson, the head of the Daily Bugle, would constantly rip on Spider-Man via his editorials, it was finally time to put the idea to the template. But it wasn't enough just to have the face. It would soon end up as part of the latest editorial page in the Bugle, as if Jonah had another reason to curse the wall crawler, credible or not. All these years, and the guy is still convinced that Spidey is a menace. Pretty sad case, I say. I wouldn't mind if it was the only menace on my mind today.
Just remember, Reverend, we have the most powerful being on our side. He'll be ready when trouble surfaces. And that should get his attention.
Oh no. Now we are going to be hounded by a couple of new foul beings.
New foul beings, she says. Ha, no such luck.
We are the same as we were before, just that we have finally come out of the shadows and are back at long last with one objective: to claim you all.
You mean to tell us you both got makeovers? You still won't take us that easily, even if you had switched from those funny-looking cow horns you used to have.
Don't remind us. We got laughed at back in the underworld because of those horns.
So you got new forms, and actual physics. But you still got a lot of balls thinking you still have a chance, when it's just the two of you.
Who said it was just the two of us this time, Sam?
I had to open my big pie hole.
Yeep. They brought back Volcana. And that drill-headed guy, too.
That's the psycho drill to you, mortal worm.
Skip the formalities, minion. The time has come, our Dark Lord awaits. And he is not a patient entity.
Before we start zapping, let's have some fun first. I feel like toying with my food before devouring it. I don't see why not. Volcana, Psycho Drill, choose your victims.
So, you still serve these pillocks after how they deceived you all those years ago?
George, please be careful, these guys are playing hardball this time.
Silence. I'll have you know, fool, I'm powered and ready to take any two of you. And you both will do well enough.
And did your two masters give you this power? If last time was an indication, I'd say, no. And yet you remain their idiot lackey, always setting yourself up for humiliation, seeking others to give you what you need. Now, is it all worth it?
Don't let that little shit distract you, Drill Bit. Take him and his guardian. Take them both. How's about it, Bacon Boy? If I could take that form, would you want this body? Would you think it's sexy?
Paraphrase Rod Stewart all you want. If you're the only meat on the menu, I'd rather go vegan.
Tempt that mortal no further. I have seen enough. Get thy hands off those I protect. No harm shall come to them without proof of their guilt. You should know that by now. Oh no, you don't. We have waited too damn long to be halted by the likes of you.
Do you have any idea how long we've waited? How long we had to endure not being able to fill quota down there?
Your need for quota is no concern of mine. My will stretches out to everyone, protecting all who embrace life and look for all the good in this world. As such, it is my job to keep them safe, not to allow obsessions like your unlawful harvest. Enough of this. We will wait no longer. Now, minions, take the souls and have done with it.
You know what? I don't think I will.
What?
I should have seen this coming before we left the underworld. For too long, I have served you, only to be denied any real reward for my servitude. The mortal they call George made me realize my folly. If this is what it's like being under your command for all eternity, then I do not wish to have any more part of it.
You dare say this to us? You dare betray us, and the Dark Lord himself?
Choose your next words carefully, Psycho Drill. You are overstepping your boundaries here.
I do not care. I am stating my defiance, and nothing will change my mind.
What about your powers? Do you wish to surrender your gift, in the name of treason?
Oh yes, my powers. I still have yet to send down two, and I plan to do just that.
And which two do you plan to use these powers on?
You, two.
You, I can't believe it. You backstabbing son of a bitch. When the Dark Lord finds out what you did.
Your Dark Lord will not bring harm to anyone, I will see to that. And as for you, back from whence you came.
In the words of Agatha Christie, and then there was one.
Yes, but I'll see myself out. Time to face the punishment for my betrayal.
Hold. I swore no harm would come to anyone here, and because of your renouncement, that shall include you.
Thanks, but I don't deserve that. I would like to follow the right path, but it's too late for me.
Not quite. There is one thing I can do for you, and that is to give you a new life, so you can start over and learn the righteous way.
You can do that?
Have you ever heard of when someone is born again? If you are willing to convert and promise to make a better way for yourself, I can grant you that second chance with a new identity of your choosing. What say it, Bow?
A new life, under a new identity. Yes, I accept your offer.
So you have accepted, so shall it be done.
I've never seen anything like this. Are you okay there?
I think so. That actually felt good. Wait, I'm alive?
Your appearance is not finalized just yet, but yes, you are alive and well. You will soon be ready to make a new name for yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Though I'm not sure how soon I can adapt. From being an idiot lackey to more of an average Joe.
Average Joe? That gives me an idea. How about Joe Brutus? You can be the average guy, but with a pretty cool last name.
Joe, Brutus. You know what, I like that. But how do I explain no real date of birth, no childhood form?
You may have no recollection of your past, but I can relay information to Reverend Humor. He can then contact the local courts and do whatever it takes for when you can get back on your feet.
I'll be glad to help you, Joe, every step of the way.
For now, though, you may resume your presentation. I must go, but keep faith, as I will be watching over you, as I do over everyone. Blessed art thou all.
Thanks again. Well, Joe, you can rest up for a while, and you can take in the rest of our art show.
Thank you. You know, I never did catch many more of your names. This is a good time to start learning.
You can learn who some of us are as we resume things. Now, where were we? July, right?
Thanks for reminding me, Sam. With all that happened, a few of us lost track. Hello, I'm Microsoft Mary, and together with Anna, we are ready to show you the highlight for July. Officer Pingu. You would think this was inspired by the acquisition of the claymation penguin by British studio Aardman, but once you see the reference, you'll know the true inspiration.
Sometimes in chats, random memes, old or recent, gets thrown around by others, and on occasion, one gets picked up with a need to alter it. That's exactly what happened here, as you see Little Pingu doing his trademark noot, noot sound. The caption below is paraphrased after a rap song, The Sound of the Police, by KRS-One.
That's funny. I never figured the boss to be big on rap music, and yet we have had a couple of references already. First that mustard meme, now this.
Honestly, he isn't. Maybe some of the early stuff, before they turned to shock value, but whether you're into it or not, one never knows when inspiration will strike.
Now it's time for our offering. Are you ready, sis?
Aye, Michael. Hello everyone. We are the Learnout and Housekeep siblings. I'm Michelle. And with my brother Michael, we head into August with what turned out to be the highlight of the year. SpongeBob. Okay, you probably noticed that the name is spelled in 2 words instead of just 1. Well, there's a perfectly good reason for that.
I'm ready! I'm ready! Not sure what for or why I'm underwater, but I'm ready!
Crossover ideas are the order of the day, more often than not, and this was another idea that surprisingly did not hit sooner.
Angus was introduced to the videos by YouTuber SMG4 back in 2014, so he had seen the changes in the story formats and seen characters get introduced. Bob the Bosky, as he would be called, evolved in 2022 from the former Gallo of Legend of Zelda fame into the ragged being fans know. Giving him a sponge cloak was taking things a step further. Now there's a spin that they didn't try on that channel.
It didn't take long to realize that art, based on that channel, got attention, but that one hit over 100 favorites, thanks to an optional boost, from what I gather.
That's true, Johnny. DeviantArt lets you give a free boost to one of your works each month now, and it was the perfect image to use it on. By the way, are you okay? Vulcana really did try to do a number on you.
Well, let's just say it's gonna take more than a deviled ham to turn my stomach. Thank you very much.
Raffle. Good one, Johnny.
And on that note, we move ahead. Hello, I'm Microsoft Zira, and David and I are bringing you one of the big attractions for September. In this case, Oasis Princess Daisy. Whether or not you've played the new Mario Kart World for the Nintendo Switch 2, one way or another, you've heard of the bonus content for racer outfits. One in particular is for Daisy. I don't know how much of Sarasa Land is desert, but an outfit, or skin, was made for her.
It was the first time Angus even tried any art based on Daisy, or any princesses for that matter, but an idea did pop into his head after a while. Imagine if you will, if she were out in the desert, doing a little dance, whether after winning a race, or just entertaining the others. You could almost call that desert area in Sarasa Land, the Daisy Zone. Here, she's actually dancing, but imagine if—
Let me stop you right there, David. I know exactly where you're going with this, and Angus did not do a version like the original Anka video. So get that age-restricted thought out of your head.
I second that. We don't do NSFW around here. Now, if we're over that foolish notion, let's move on to the next image.
Ready when you are, Beulah? Hello, I am Microsoft James, and Beulah and I take you back to the Gary's Mod World for another crossover idea that did well in October. 2 Blue Jays. No, not like the Toronto baseball team, though many were favoring the Seattle Mariners. Instead, we are talking about 2 characters in the workshop that can be described as the birds themselves.
Here, we see 2 blue characters in a scene, and no, not the blue team from Team Fortress 2. On one side, we see Mordecai, one of the protagonists from Cartoon Network's regular show. While a blue jay himself, he's never really considered a bird, just a guy working in the park. On the other side, we see Tari from SMG4, who while human, has been given the Blue Jay nickname herself. It was a basic idea, but somehow, it did really well in the gallery.
I've heard of Blue October before, but not like this.
That's right, Mark. Blue October was a band, but the name definitely fits for the theme here, if not the music.
Before we go any further, I couldn't help but notice. A few more of you are sounding a bit better, just like Anna did. The same speech therapy.
That is correct, Sam. Anna took a few of us for a session or 2, to help us all project a little more.
It was my pleasure, James, as I know what it's like to not be heard very well.
Are you okay, Susan? You seem a little rattled.
I guess I am still a bit shaky. Maybe you and I going over the next month will help. Why don't you lead this one?
Okay, thankfully it's a big month. Hello, I'm Microsoft George, and Susan and I will take you through the events that shaped November. Or I should say, SMG4vember. On the 29th of October, it was announced that the SMG4 series was coming to an end, as the host would move on and supervise other series on the Glitch channel. The news took the community by storm, and in Angus's case, it was the green light to unload images, both new, and old and unreleased.
Unlike other month themes, Angus didn't have a project each day, but he did release a plethora of images, using both Paint and Gmod. The biggest highlight in November was this epilogue to the last War of the Fat Italians movie, where Meggie is trying to comfort a mini version of herself, Leggy, after whatever the fate was for the television-headed Mr. Puzzles.
Some other highlights included another episode-based image, Guns N' Puzzles, complete with the font-like off a Guns N' Roses album. Perhaps this was due to an appetite for friendship.
Opposite Puzzles is the head of his would-be partner, Mr. Weapons. The way he looks, even with that vest, can be a challenge, and believe it or not, this was on the first try.
He also crafted this poster, or character quilt, with a majority of the characters from the series, including Mario and Luigi, as their world helped shape things. Who's your favorite?
Another big hit was this, put up at first as a challenge to guess the reference. Only after 2 hints, did someone get it. It's a spoof of Hatsune Miku, from the animated music video, Triple Backer. Also, as the month started, there was a 12-part comic tribute, from the point of view of one side character, as well as a message to the fan base. George and I would end up voicing the 2 main roles in a video version later on. That video is up and running on this channel too.
I saw that. You 2 were great. You were voicing for Tari, and George gave voice to Clench, her sentient cybernetic arm. But if anything had an impact in that story, it was the map used. The sunset and shadows certainly created the right dramatic mood to start things.
Thank you, Scotty, I really do appreciate that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've gone and made you sad with that opening scene, didn't I?
No, it's not that. I enjoyed working with George on that story so much, I was scared when he had that confrontation.
It's okay, Susan, it's not the first time I called out underworld adversity. And if it isn't the last, I'll do my best to ward that off too.
Oh George, I'm just glad you're okay. I love you so much.
I love you too, Susan.
Aww. Congratulations you two. Well James, with any luck, the two of us may end up as in-laws.
Whatever the future holds, let's wish the best for our families.
And with that, just one more month to go. Hello, I am Microsoft Hazel, and Abby and I will bring you what quickly became the December champion. New console smell. During a good stretch of the month, more and more ideas were coming up, even after the SMG4 Vember that was mentioned before.
Views and favorites were already coming in for various works. There would be paint images, like this version of SMG4, done in the style of South Park's Terrence and Phillip. Or this desert dance for Tari, modified from the Oasis Princess Daisy seen earlier. Gary's mod images would fare much better, like this one, where Leggy refers to an older TV set as Puzzle Grandpa. Even Meggy and Psycho get their due by making like they're performing a duet, a version of Busted, as seen in an episode of Phineas and Ferb.
But then, almost as if out of nowhere, a late entry became an immediate success. Tari again takes the spotlight, this time taking a whiff of her Nintendo Switch 2, as if she just pulled it out of the box for the first time. The reaction after getting that smell, that is actually a reference, and a meme that would have done the producer proud. Tari does the expression of bliss, just like one of the characters in K-pop Demon Hunters. While Angus never saw the feature, he had seen the scene, as well as another parody, and the urge to do a version of this was just too great.
Hot 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 hot. That new console smell. Now that's a gamer.
And there we have it. Another year's art show just about in the books. All that's left is the trivia. Simon, we're ready for you.
And I am ready as well, Spotty. Yes, as promised, this year's trivia is a two-parter. The first thing we'll look at is what gets big on New Year's Eve, 2024. Just before 25 started, this Radon image of Plankton, getting hit by the H in the chum bucket sign was already getting views and favorites. The original predates many other people's takes on it, having been done back in 2010. As you can see, there are many improvements in the newer version.
Do I hear juvenile giggling? Seriously, let's stay focused here.
It wasn't me, Mary. I promise.
Moving on. The other part is a new piece of milestone trivia. What new milestone are we hitting, even, as we speak? We close the year with this video. It is officially the 100th YouTube video in this channel. While offerings are few and far between, Angus and all of us at his studio are grateful for all the viewers, those who lurk, and those who subscribe, for helping him get this far. Thank you all.
We look forward to continue entertaining you all, for 2026 and beyond. In the meantime, thank you all for watching, and be sure to check out the honorable mentions, while you're here.
And I look forward to seeing how things go from here. Thank you all, for giving an old lackey a new chance at life.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's see what we have for honorable mentions this time.
Is this from the Amazing Digital Circus, or Dexter's Lab?
I hired some Yoshis to come hug you, and cheer you up a bit. Makes you want to adopt one, doesn't it, George?
Bubble Bass as a pizza chain mascot? Are those light green specks on the pizza pickles?
Pickles on pizza? After seeing that, I'd much prefer pineapple. alone on a Friday night. That's okay, that means it's game time. At least she's sympathetic to those in that situation, unlike a certain hedgehog.
Okay, now I see. The Gmod version was used to help make the Paint version possible.
Go home, Shield. You're drunk. Whoever designed that, for the logo font, must have had a sense of humor, I wager.
Is this a network for budding young medical students? Why does it look like plankton?
Dr. Junior!
I'm sorry I asked.
And which do you plan to use these powers on? You just had to ask that, knowing what he said. Idiot.
Cram it. I'm already sore from the blast. Wait till I get my hands on him again.
That chance. Guess who decided to offer him protection against us?
What? He didn't.
This is an outrage. And when the Dark Lord hears about it, it's our asses on the broiler. He probably already knows. He's fuming harder than a Cleveland Browns fan at this point. So, now what?
What else? We devise a new plan, and hope to the 10th circle that they don't find our new entryway.
Before or after we're skewered like kebabs. If we don't lose our horns or tails over this, we're lucky.
Damn those fools. Damn them all, and that traitor. I swear it, they will all pay. Oh, my aching guts.
This has been a presentation of AngusMcTavish's Entertainment. Thanks for watching.